She thought he was just a lonely customer, until she found out he owned the entire hotel she worked for. The storm was howling outside, rain pounding relentlessly against the windows of the old coastal hotel where Anna worked the night shift at the front desk. The lobby was dimly lit, the flickering chandelier casting shadows over the polished wooden floors. Anna, a young woman with long golden hair that caught the faint light, sat behind the desk, her sharp blue eyes scanning the dim space with quiet determination. Despite her gentle appearance, there was a steeliness about her, a strength forged through years of hardship after losing her parents at a young age. She had learned early on how to carry the weight of the world with grace, yet the sorrow in her gaze remained unmistakable. Suddenly, the door creaked open against the storm's roar. A tall, lean man stepped inside, his silhouette cloaked by the pouring rain. His face was drawn and shadowed, eyes heavy with unspoken pain. He moved deliberately, not wanting to draw attention to himself, yet something about his presence filled the room with an unspoken gravity. Anna watched silently as he approached the counter. "I need a room, something quiet, a place away from everything," the man said, his voice low and steady, carrying an emotional weight beneath the calm tone. Anna's fingers paused over the register. She glanced up at him, meeting those deep-set eyes that seemed to hold secrets she could almost feel. "Of course, sir. We have a few rooms that are more secluded, away from the street noise. Let me find the perfect one for you." Her voice was soft but careful, laced with a gentle kindness that came naturally to her. The man nodded slightly, not revealing much more. Anna took a moment before speaking again, her curiosity tinged with caution. "It's quite stormy tonight. Are you sure you want to stay here alone?" There was no judgment in her words, only concern. He gave a faint, almost imperceptible smile, the first crack in his somber exterior. "Sometimes, being alone is the only way to find peace." Anna found his response intriguing, but she kept her demeanor professional, handing him a small brass key attached to an old-fashioned tag. "Room 214. It's one of the quietest rooms. If you need anything, don't hesitate to call the front desk." As he turned to walk away, Anna's eyes caught a subtle movement. He paused near the hallway where a maid was struggling with a heavy cart stuck in a narrow passage. Without a word, the man stepped forward, gently lifting the cart just enough to free it, then quietly retreated before anyone noticed. The small act of kindness hung in the air, unnoticed by most but deeply felt by Anna, who watched with a growing sense of warmth despite the storm outside. She returned her gaze to the lobby, the familiar scent of aged wood and sea salt filling the air. The hotel was a relic from a bygone era, its creaky floors and ornate moldings telling stories that no one spoke aloud. Tonight, under the roar of the tempest, it felt alive with secrets waiting to be uncovered. Anna took a deep breath, steadying herself against the melancholy that often clung to her. Her golden hair shimmered faintly in the light, framing a face that bore the quiet sorrow of a girl who had lost everything but refused to be broken. She wondered about the mysterious stranger in room 214, sensing that his story, like hers, was tangled with pain and perhaps, in time, healing. Outside, the storm raged on, but within the hotel's sturdy walls, a fragile connection had just begun, one that would change everything Anna thought she knew about loneliness, trust, and love. Over the next several days, Michael kept appearing at the hotel, his presence almost like a quiet rhythm against the bustling backdrop. Though his face remained calm and distant, Anna noticed something else, the small, thoughtful things he did that others overlooked. Curious, Anna found herself paying closer attention whenever he was around. One morning she spotted Michael approaching an elderly guest who seemed frail and confused. "Good morning, Mr. Thompson," Michael said softly, offering his arm. The old man's face lit up. "Thank you, Michael. It's good to see you." That simple exchange stayed with Anna long after. Later that day, when Michael came to check in at the front desk, Anna smiled warmly. "You seem to have a knack for making people feel cared for," she said, handing him a key card. Michael's lips curled in the smallest smile. I suppose everyone needs a little kindness now and then. Anna nodded thoughtfully. It's rare to see that these days. She hesitated for a moment, then added, Do you stay here often? He shrugged lightly. As much as I need to. Their conversation was brief, but layered with meaning. Over time, their chats grew a little longer, more personal. One rainy afternoon, as Michael waited for his room to be ready, Anna handed him a cup of hot tea. Thank you, he said quietly. You look like you could use it, Anna replied, her voice soft. Michael met her gaze. You notice things others don't. Anna shrugged, a faint blush rising. It's part of the job, and maybe a little curiosity. He chuckled softly, a sound like a breeze through the trees. Curiosity is a good thing. One evening, after most guests had retired, Anna stayed late organizing some paperwork. Michael lingered in the lobby, quietly reading by the fire. Gathering courage, Anna approached. You always seem so composed, she began. But sometimes I catch glimpses of something deeper behind your eyes. Is there a story you're hiding? Michael looked up, eyes thoughtful. Everyone has a story, Anna. Some are easier to tell than others. Encouraged by his openness, Anna shared a little about herself. I lost my parents when I was very young. It's just been me since then. Sometimes it feels like I'm carrying a weight too heavy for my shoulders. Michael's expression softened. That's a heavy burden, but you carry it well. I try, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. This job, this place, it's become my anchor. They sat in comfortable silence, the crackling fire filling the space between them. Slowly, Michael began to reveal more of himself, not in words, but in moments. One night, Anna noticed a tear slip down his cheek as he stared into the flames. When their eyes met, he quickly wiped it away. I'm sorry, he murmured. Some memories are hard to face. Anna reached out, placing a gentle hand on his arm. You don't have to face them alone. Their connection deepened in these quiet exchanges, a silent understanding blossoming. Small gestures became their language, a folded newspaper left on the desk for her, a warm scarf found draped over her chair during a cold morning shift. Anna found comfort in Michael's steady presence, and Michael found a rare peace in Anna's genuine kindness. One afternoon, as the sun streamed through the lobby windows, Anna smiled at Michael. You know, you're not as lonely as you pretend to be. He gave her a soft smile. Maybe I'm just waiting for someone who sees the real me. Anna's heart fluttered. I think you found her. And in the old hotel by the sea, amid whispered secrets and gentle moments, two solitary souls began to heal, together. The morning after a restless night, the hotel lobby buzzed quietly but tensely, with whispers and anxious glances. Rumors had spread fast. People were saying the beloved old hotel might soon be sold, or worse, torn down for a modern development. The financial troubles were no longer a secret, and the staff and guests felt the heavy weight of uncertainty pressing down on them. Anna stood behind the front desk, forcing a calm smile as worried employees rushed past her and guests lingered, their faces full of concern. We'll get through this, she said to one of the cleaning staff passing by, trying to inject strength into her voice even as her own heart fluttered with unease. Let's keep things running smoothly. That's what our guests deserve. The woman gave her a small nod, but Anna could see the doubt in her eyes. She took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. We have to believe it'll be okay, Anna whispered quietly to herself. A guest approached the desk hesitantly. Is it true the hotel might be sold? He asked, voice low. Anna smiled gently. Right now, there's a lot of talk, but we're doing everything we can to keep this place alive. It means a lot to all of us. The guest nodded, but didn't seem convinced. Anna watched him walk away, feeling a pang in her chest. Later, as the day unfolded, Anna caught herself looking around at the hotel. The faded wallpaper, the worn but polished floors, the antique furniture carefully maintained through the years. This place was more than just a building to her. It was a refuge, a home stitched together from years of memories and silent stories. The thought of losing it was unbearable. She glanced down the hallway where Michael's door was. He had been gone for days now, and his absence was felt deeply. Michael had always been a steady presence, quiet but kind, with subtle acts of care that lifted the spirits of everyone around him. "Where do you think he is?" Anna asked quietly to James, one of the bellhops who was restocking the lobby brochures. James shrugged. "No one knows. He just disappeared. Everyone's worried." Anna nodded, biting her lip. She found herself replaying moments she'd witnessed. Michael kneeling to fix the broken door handle in the hallway, the way he had helped a young maid struggling with her cleaning cart, and those small notes he left on the bulletin board, words of encouragement nobody else seemed to notice. She sighed. Those little things, they meant a lot. That evening, after the last guest had gone to bed, Anna sat alone in the dim lobby. Her fingers brushed the brass doorknob Michael had fixed not long ago. She remembered how careful and methodical he was, the patience he showed in small, quiet ways. "If only I knew where you are," she whispered. Her mind drifted back to their brief conversations, how he always seemed to notice the details others overlooked, the peeling wallpaper, the flickering stairwell light, and how he took it upon himself to make things better. She felt a flicker of resolve grow inside her. "I need to understand him," she thought. "Maybe then I can help us both get through this." The next morning, Anna gathered the staff quietly in the break room. She looked around at their tired faces and spoke with steady determination. "We have to believe this hotel will stand," she said firmly. "Not just for us, but for every story lived within these walls. We're going to fight for it." There were nods, some hesitant smiles. A spark of hope began to kindle. Later that day, Anna was organizing some paperwork when James approached her. "You really think we can save it?" Anna looked up, eyes shining with quiet conviction. "I have to believe that. This hotel means too much to us all. We owe it to Michael, to the guests, and to ourselves." Outside, heavy clouds gathered, promising a storm. But inside the hotel, a different kind of storm was building, a determination born from hope, from the memory of Michael's kindness, and from Anna's growing resolve to face whatever came next. That night, as rain pattered against the windows, Anna sat back at the desk, a small smile playing on her lips. The fight was far from over, but she knew they were no longer alone. The hotel's grand wooden door swung open with a quiet creak one chilly evening, and Anna looked up, startled to see Michael standing there, his coat still damp from the evening rain. For days, his absence had cast a shadow over the lobby, but now, here he was, silent, steady, and unmistakably back. Anna's heart fluttered with a mix of relief and curiosity as he approached the front desk. "Michael," she breathed, unable to hide the warmth in her voice. "Where have you been? We've all been worried." He gave a small, weary smile, his eyes reflecting a weight far heavier than any mere absence. "I'm sorry for disappearing," he said softly. "There's something I need to tell you, something I've kept hidden for too long." Anna's brows knit together, sensing the gravity in his tone. "What is it?" Taking a deep breath, Michael settled into the chair opposite her, his hands folding tightly in his lap. "I'm the owner of this hotel." The words hung in the air, shock rippling through Anna's mind. "You're the owner? But why keep it a secret?" Michael's gaze dropped momentarily before meeting hers again, steady and honest. "Because this place means more to me than anyone else knows. I had to keep my identity hidden to protect the hotel and everyone in it from people who would exploit it for their own gain." He paused, then continued, voice low and raw with emotion. "My family went through a financial disaster years ago. Everything we had was lost, all because of bad decisions and betrayals I wasn't prepared for. I bought this hotel to save it, to create a sanctuary not just for myself, but for others. But it hasn't been easy. It's been a long road to healing, and I wasn't ready to share that burden with anyone." Anna sat back, her mind swirling with the sudden revelation. She looked at Michael anew, no longer just the quiet guest, but a man carrying scars deep beneath his composed exterior. Her chest tightened with empathy and admiration. "I had no idea," she said softly. "Thank you for trusting me with this." He nodded, a flicker of relief crossing his face. "I want you to know the truth, Anna. I want to build something real with you, built on trust, not secrets." The vulnerability in his words broke through the last of her reservations. "You can trust me," she whispered. "I've felt your kindness, even when you didn't say much. I want to understand, to be there for you." Their hands met across the desk, fingers intertwining in a quiet promise. For the first time, the walls between them crumbled, replaced by a fragile but genuine connection. That night the hotel felt warmer, as if the revelation had breathed new life into its ancient bones. Anna and Michael talked long into the evening, sharing stories and fears, laughter and quiet moments. The burden Michael had carried alone was now shared, and with it the seed of something tender and hopeful began to grow. In the days that followed, their bond deepened. Anna's respect for Michael grew alongside her affection, as she saw the man beneath the mystery, strong yet wounded, caring yet guarded. Michael, for the first time in years, allowed himself to lean on someone, finding in Anna a light that helped ease the darkness. Together they faced the uncertain future of the hotel, strengthened by a newfound trust that neither had expected but both desperately needed. The secret was out, but it was no longer a barrier. It was a bridge. And in that old hotel by the sea, two broken souls began to heal. Together. The threat hanging over the hotel had become undeniable. Rumors that once flickered quietly in the background now roared into the open. The historic building was at risk of being demolished, its grounds destined to make way for a glossy new resort complex. The financial pressures were suffocating, and the group of ruthless investors pushing the sale showed no mercy. For Michael and Anna, the stakes could not have been higher. It was not just a building, but a sanctuary filled with memories, hope, and hard-won resilience. The day the notice arrived, a stark legal document delivered with cold finality, the weight of reality settled heavily in the lobby. Michael held the letter in his hands, eyes scanning the words again and again, as if willing them to change. Anna stood nearby, sensing the storm brewing within him, her own heart aching. "We can't just let them take it," she said firmly, determination setting her jaw. "There has to be a way to fight this." Michael nodded, his jaw tightening. "I've already contacted a lawyer. We're not giving up without a fight." Over the next weeks, they worked side by side, navigating a labyrinth of legal battles and negotiation. Anna took charge of rallying the hotel's loyal guests and staff, gathering letters of support, and organizing meetings to raise awareness. Her voice grew stronger each day as she spoke passionately about the hotel's legacy and the lives entwined within its walls. Michael, meanwhile, showed a quiet strength few had ever witnessed. Beneath his reserved exterior, he became a tireless guardian. Many nights, long after the guests had retired and the hallways fell silent, Anna would find him walking the corridors, inspecting every corner, fixing leaks and repairing the creaking floorboards. His hands, usually steady and controlled, worked with a delicate precision born of deep care. One evening, Anna caught sight of him on the roof, silhouetted against the moonlight, as he patched a broken gutter, his movements careful and methodical. She stood at the door, watching quietly, her heart swelling with admiration. Here was a man who fought not with loud words or grand gestures, but with steadfast devotion. Their partnership deepened in this crucible of crisis. Late nights were spent poring over documents, brainstorming ideas, and sharing stories of their own struggles. Moments that brought them closer than ever. They found solace in each other's presence, a refuge amid the uncertainty. "You're incredible, you know that?" Anna said one night as they reviewed a petition signed by hundreds of supporters. "I don't know how you managed to carry all this weight." Michael looked at her, a soft smile touching his lips. "I don't do it alone anymore. Having you here, it makes all the difference." In the quiet aftermath of that confession, Anna reached out, taking his hand in hers. "We'll get through this. Together." Their shared resolve forged a plan, a campaign to save the hotel through community support, legal action, and fundraising efforts. They met with city officials, spoke to reporters, and connected with local preservation societies. Each step was a battle, but also a testament to their commitment not only to the hotel, but to one another. As the pressure mounted, so did their bond. Anna saw the depth of Michael's compassion and courage, qualities he had long hidden behind a stoic mask, and Michael witnessed Anna's unwavering strength and fierce loyalty, qualities that rekindled his hope. One chilly evening, after a particularly grueling day, they sat together in the lobby, surrounded by stacks of papers and unopened mail. Anna looked at Michael, her eyes reflecting the soft glow of the antique lamps. "Do you think we can really save this place?" she asked quietly. Michael reached out, brushing a stray lock of her golden hair behind her ear. "I believe in us, and in this hotel. We're not just fighting for bricks and mortar, we're fighting for home." Their words hung in the air, a solemn promise forged in the face of adversity. The hotel's walls, weathered but resilient, seemed to hold their breath, as if lending strength to the two souls intertwined within. The nights grew colder, the battles more intense, but amidst the struggle blossomed something beautiful and fragile, a love tempered by hardship, growing steadily with every shared glance and quiet touch. Together, Anna and Michael stood united, ready to face whatever storms lay ahead. The fight for the hotel had become their fight for each other, a testament to the healing power of trust, perseverance, and love. In the heart of the old seaside hotel, amid shadows of doubt and rays of hope, a new chapter was being written, one of resilience, courage, and the promise of tomorrow. One rainy afternoon, as the hotel hummed with the quiet rhythm of daily routines, Anna found herself drawn to the dusty attic, a forgotten space filled with old trunks, faded photographs, and stacks of weathered documents. She had been searching for anything that might shed light on the hotel's history, but what she discovered was far more personal. A collection of letters, journals, and faded photographs that belonged to Michael's family. Each item seemed to pulse with memories, secrets, and sorrow. Carefully unfolding a brittle letter, Anna's eyes scanned the words, penned in a familiar hand. The letters told a story of a family once prosperous, then shattered by financial ruin. As she read on, she uncovered the painful truth. Michael's parents had lost everything due to a devastating bankruptcy, and with it their hopes and stability. The weight of debt and betrayal had forced Michael to abandon a life he once knew, to carry burdens no young man should bear. That evening, with the collection of letters in hand, Anna sought out Michael. She found him alone in the hotel's quiet lounge, the soft glow of the fireplace casting shadows across his face. Sitting beside him, she gently shared what she had found. "I didn't know," she said softly. "Your family. It's been through so much." Michael's eyes darkened with memories, and for the first time the carefully composed exterior began to crumble. "It was a nightmare I thought I had buried," he whispered, "losing my parents to bankruptcy, feeling like everything I loved was slipping through my fingers. I made mistakes, decisions I regret every day. That's why I came here, to start over, to find peace." Anna reached out, placing a steady hand over his. "You don't have to carry it alone anymore." He looked at her, vulnerability shining through his eyes. In that moment, the floodgates opened. Michael's shoulders shook as he cried silently, the weight of years of pain pouring out in tears. Anna held him gently, offering comfort without words, letting him find release in the safety of her presence. That night marked a turning point. The walls between them shattered, replaced by raw honesty and deep understanding. Anna's compassion breathed life into the parts of Michael's heart that had long been closed off, and Michael's openness gave Anna a new sense of connection and trust. In the days that followed, their relationship deepened, evolving from quiet companionship into something tender and profound. They shared their fears and hopes, their past wounds and dreams for the future. Michael's moments of sorrow were met with Anna's unwavering support, and her own scars found solace in his strength. One afternoon, as they sat in the sunlit garden, Michael turned to Anna with a soft smile. "Thank you for seeing me," he said. "Not just the owner, not just the stranger who walked into the hotel, but me." Anna smiled back, her eyes shining with affection. "I see you, all of you." Together they faced the shadows of the past, finding in each other a sanctuary where love could grow, pure, resilient, and healing. Their bond, forged through shared pain and trust, became the foundation of a future neither had dared to imagine before. And in that old hotel by the sea, amid the echoes of loss and hope, two hearts found their way home, to each other. The tension surrounding the hotel reached a boiling point as the group of investors escalated their tactics. No longer content with polite negotiations, they resorted to aggressive strategies designed to pressure Michael into surrendering ownership. Threatening letters arrived, legal loopholes were exploited, and rumors were spread to unsettle the loyal staff and clientele. The once peaceful sanctuary was now a battlefield, and Michael felt the strain deepen in his bones. One evening, after yet another hostile phone call, Michael sat alone in his office, the weight of exhaustion pressing down on him. His hands trembled slightly as he stared at the mountain of documents piled on his desk. The fight that had once ignited a fierce determination within him now threatened to extinguish his spirit. For the first time in years, the thought of giving up crossed his mind. Anna found him there, eyes red from sleepless nights, shoulders slumped. Without hesitation, she stepped forward and took his hand in hers. "You don't have to do this alone," she said softly, her voice a steady anchor in the storm. "We'll find a way through it, together." Michael looked up, the vulnerability in his eyes meeting the fierce resolve in hers. "I'm scared, Anna. Scared that all this fighting won't be enough." Her grip tightened. "It will be, because we're stronger than this, stronger than them." Despite the crushing pressure, the two of them began to devise new strategies. They reached out to community leaders, rallied more supporters, and sought advice from experts in historic preservation. Anna's determination became a beacon for Michael, lifting him when despair threatened to consume him. Yet, even as their partnership grew stronger, the strain of the conflict began to sow seeds of misunderstanding between them. Michael, burdened by secrets and guilt, sometimes withdrew into silence, leaving Anna feeling shut out and uncertain. Anna, overwhelmed by the stress and responsibility, struggled to reconcile the man she cared for with the shadow of his past that still haunted him. One night, their frustrations boiled over. In the dimly lit lounge, voices rose in heated argument. "Why won't you let me in?" Anna demanded, her eyes shining with unshed tears. "We're supposed to face this together." Michael's expression tightened. "I'm trying to protect you. There are things you don't understand, things I can't tell you yet." "Protect me?" she whispered, voice breaking. "Or push me away?" The room fell into a heavy silence, the chasm between them suddenly vast and painful. But even in that moment of conflict, the love beneath their anger remained undeniable. Later, as the hotel's ancient walls seemed to hold their breath, Michael reached for Anna's hand, his voice low and raw. "I'm sorry." "I don't want to lose you." Anna's tears spilled freely now, but she nodded. "Then don't. We'll face everything. The threats, the past, the secrets, together." Their reconciliation was quiet but profound, a promise to trust and to fight not just for the hotel but for each other. They stood united, ready to face the next chapter hand in hand. Amid the storm of legal battles and emotional turmoil, moments of tenderness punctuated their days. Anna surprised Michael with coffee during long meetings. Michael left little notes reminding her to rest, and late at night they found refuge in each other's arms, a sanctuary from the chaos. Their fight was far from over, but through the darkness their love had grown resilient, a force as enduring as the old hotel itself. And so, beneath the looming threat of loss and the shadows of unspoken truths, Anna and Michael stood side by side, their hearts entwined in a bond forged through adversity, ready to face whatever storms awaited. The fight had been long and arduous, but Michael and Anna stood firm in their decision. The hotel would not be sold. Instead, it would be restored, not erased and replaced, but lovingly renewed. They envisioned a future where the historic charm of the building would coexist with new life and energy, a place where stories could continue to be written and where the past was honored, not forgotten. Together they rolled up their sleeves and began the transformation. Days were spent poring over blueprints and meeting with architects and preservationists who shared their vision. The peeling wallpaper was carefully stripped and replaced with delicate patterns reminiscent of bygone days. The grand wooden staircase was refinished, its worn banisters polished to a soft gleam. Modern amenities were discreetly added, blending seamlessly with the hotel's timeless elegance. But the true restoration went deeper than walls and furnishings. Michael and Anna were healing too, their souls mending alongside the fragile beauty of the building they fought to save. The weight of past losses began to lift, replaced by a quiet peace that came from trust and love. They shared morning coffees on the veranda, their hands brushing lightly as they planned the future. At night, they would sit by the fireplace, wrapped in a blanket of warmth and understanding, their hearts slowly knitting together. Through every step of the renovation, the hotel breathed again, and so did they. The creaks of old floorboards became a familiar melody of renewal. The scent of fresh paint mingled with salt air, promising new beginning. It was as if the building itself was a living testament to resilience, much like the two souls intertwined within its walls. One evening, as the sun began to set, casting a warm amber glow over the ocean, Michael and Anna stood side by side on the hotel's balcony. The sky was a canvas of fiery oranges and soft purples, the waves gently whispering their eternal song below. In that breathtaking moment, the past and future seemed to merge seamlessly. Michael reached out, gently tucking a stray lock of Anna's golden hair behind her ear. His voice was tender, filled with conviction and hope. "We've both been through so much, but here, together, I feel like we're finally home." Anna smiled, her eyes shining with unshed tears. "This isn't just a hotel anymore. It's our story, a place where love has healed the deepest wounds." She took his hand, squeezing it softly. "No matter what comes next, we face it as one." Michael nodded, his heart full. Forever. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of promise, Anna and Michael stood in silence, wrapped in the quiet magic of the moment. The old hotel stood strong behind them, its walls holding the echoes of pain and joy, loss and hope. Together, they had turned tragedy into triumph, sorrow into love, and uncertainty into a new beginning. Their journey had been one of healing, a testament to the power of resilience, trust, and the enduring strength of the human heart. And so, under the golden glow of the setting sun, two souls began their forever, bound by love and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us on this heartfelt journey through Michael and Anna's story, a beautiful testament to love, resilience, and the healing power of trust. Stories like theirs remind us that even in our darkest moments, hope can shine through, and the human spirit has an incredible capacity to endure and grow stronger. If their story touched your heart, inspired you, or brought a sense of peace, we invite you to subscribe to Soul-Stirring Stories. Here, we share real-life tales that uplift, inspire, and remind us all of the profound connections that bind us together. By subscribing and hitting the notification bell, you'll never miss a story that can warm your soul, move you to tears, or simply remind you that you are never alone in your struggles. Each story is carefully chosen to bring comfort, courage, and hope, helping you find light even on the toughest days. We believe in the power of storytelling to heal and unite, and we're honored to share these moments with you. So until next time, keep believing in the power of love, the strength within you, and the beauty of the connections we make.